So we find stability in employment. Our attrition is lower.
Really?
Because it's more stable for them. One location, longer hours, things like that. So as a company, we're really trying to transform into those types of operations because for us, it also means operational peace.
Well, as you said, attrition is low. Like these are all the recipes of a huge success.
Yeah.
Oh man, thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Of course, I always like to start these with like really hard-hitting questions. You all right with that?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Hard-hitting. What is the first app you open on your phone in the morning?
Bank app.
Ooh, gotta know
Company
your
bank
numbers.
app.
Gotta know the numbers.
First thing and last thing I do.
Yeah, I'm probably in that boat as well. It's one of the first 5 or 6 that I'm opening, but
Yeah.
gotta stay on top of the numbers. You know what I mean? Make sure ain't nobody pulling something out of there they didn't get my permission for,
Yeah,
right?
especially now. We had some bank fraud like 3 weeks ago.
Man.
Some check fraud. So apparently that's going around in the local area and it happened to us.
Yeah.
So even now, like I'm day and night, like first and last thing, right? And
Gotta know the numbers, stay on top of
Yeah.
it. If you don't know, then you're just like, guessing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't play that.
It's a high level pulse check for me without having to dig into financial reports.
Yeah, especially nowadays with like so much being electronic, right? I have so many business expenses that just, we know they come out on this day, that day, right? But like, what if something else came out that wasn't supposed to, or whatever?
There's
You never
those
know.
little subscriptions, right? And it's
man.
realize, forgot to cancel that trial.
So you a streaming TV guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many services you got?
We're back to like needing cable again, right?
Right?
Like, yeah.
I cut the
6
cord.
or 7.
Yeah,
right?
I cut the cord to save money.
Yeah.
I'm probably spending more now than I know during football season because I pay for the YouTube, the live or whatever. I know I'm paying more than I was paying for cable.
100%.
Yeah. But even outside of it, I'm probably equivalent, if not more, because of all the stream. It's like $6.99. It's
Until
only
it isn't.
$7.99. It's only $9.99. Like whatever, it just adds up. So.
Yeah. What's your favorite one though?
Man, hard to say. Like I'll probably watch more stuff on Prime than the others. Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think it depends, right? I feel like Apple has really good production.
Yeah, you're right.
Quality, casting, maybe.
Yeah.
But we know Netflix is just like pumping out
Constant.
whatever. And there's some good ones too, like the foreign adaptations and all of
Yeah.
that. That's pretty interesting, yeah. But Apple is like, for quality, is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Although Prime is kind of in a hold because of Fallout.
Yeah.
So never played the game, but the series has been so
Is
good.
it really good? I've heard really good things.
Yeah. It's really, really good. Yeah.
I find that they all have like a show will come on there and then it'll end or whatever, and I'll be like, okay, I can cancel it. But then they'll have something that's like 2 months later. You know what I mean? That's coming. I'm like, okay, well, I can't cancel till after that. Like, and they just layer them like that.
Exactly.
So I can't cancel any of them.
No. Man, you
know
know
what I mean?
what? Apple does weekly releases kind of like Prime does.
Yeah.
So they just keep you hooked, right?
Just
You
keep
can't
us
binge
hooked.
it and be done.
No, they keep us hooked, man.
Yeah.
Okay. One more. Are you a morning routine guy or an evening routine guy?
I want to say right now, unfortunately, neither, but it's something in the household we're working on.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Definitely. It stems from the beginning of the business being just survival go mode to where like the routine was what the business needed.
Yeah.
So getting into a stage where I have the time, right? But now I'm looking for those fires,
Right.
which I shouldn't be.
It's just habit. It doesn't go away.
Right? So really creating that space in the morning for me, and then in the evening for us, right? That's going to be the ideal routine that we're working on. It's tough to break.
It's very
away
tough.
from survival mode, but
How long you been in business?
going to be 9 years this October. So like we're in our 8th year, in
Right
the
in that
9th
spot.
year. Yeah.
I was probably year 10 before it became like ooh, I need to make this a priority. You know what I mean? Like I had a couple of instances where I got, encouraged or motivated to like make a morning routine. And then I lived it out and was like, wow, my day was so much better.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was, okay, well, the morning actually starts the night before if you plan it right. You know what I mean? And so I tried that and it just impacted my day to the point where now, morning routine and evening routine are huge for me, that I have to do them so that my next day is on par. And if I don't, it throws me off.
That's amazing. I mean, I find that personally like admirable, right? Because it's discipline, right? Discipline over desire over everything,
Yeah.
And it's not that you've never wavered from it, because none of us are perfect, right?
No.
And I think a lot of us think that discipline, it's like you'll never fail at that task or at that routine for the rest of your life. You will, right? Coming to peace with that and failing, right? And that we're just taking a break, right? Holding a routine is tough.
Yeah.
So
I'll
it's
admit
admirable.
Discipline a little, but I'll admit that it's more, I'll give you an example. I work out in my garage, so like weights and stuff like that. So I put my clothes and stuff in the garage.
Okay.
So all I gotta do is make it to the garage. It's all in there.
Okay.
And I put my phone on a mode, like a focus mode, so that I don't see email. I don't see Twitter. I don't see social media, so that I kind of have to force myself to not see anything else. Almost like, what do they call that? Like blinders, like tunnel vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know myself, and I know that if I see an email, I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and get started.
Yeah, guilty.
Yeah.
I get it.
So
I like that.
9 years in business.
Yes, sir.
What gave you the audacity to go into business for yourself?
It starts way before 9 years ago.
Give it to me.
I do come from a family of entrepreneurs.
Okay.
We're Colombian. I moved, or my parents and I moved to the area when I was about 9 years old in 2006 from Cali, Colombia. They had owned a metal recycling and like ferrous and non-ferrous metals and power lines, things like that.
Wow.
Recycling. So they would take old power lines, strip the rubber, sell the raw copper to U.S., China, Europe, things like that. Before that, my paternal grandfather, was our town's first electrical engineer. So he was making fuse boxes, he was making transformers, little, smaller transformers.
Cornered the market.
Right, yeah. So, and at that point, that's, 1930s in Colombia. So like all of that is coming to the world, and especially to Colombia. So the entrepreneur spirit has always been there.
Yeah.
The reason we came to the U.S. was because my parents lost their business after 25 years. Wow. The market was cornered by narco traffickers because their main thing was not exporting the metals and making money on that, but they still had the shipping channels.
Yes, they did.
So we know what we did with that. They did with that.
Yeah. Wow.
So market crashed. Only they could stay in business. Started buying out, robbing companies. They were one of those people, right? They just couldn't compete on price.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Of course not.
got bought out for pennies on the dollar. Didn't even get paid on that. All that. So we restarted here.
Over.
Yeah, we completely restarted. My parents came here to be cleaners, right? So that's where we started. Around 12 years old, I started going to help them doing carpet cleaning, stripping and waxing. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I did.
Probably not. Yeah.
But, that's growing up doing that, seeing them working that, work for different cleaning companies in the area, local, national franchises. It was one experience with the franchise owner locally at that time that, I didn't like how they were treated at all. So fast forward to 2017, I just kind of had been working at a bank and then at another local entrepreneur's business. The name is Natco.
Okay.
The Donagers, they had been great friends to me and his son and everything, but I started working in their warehouse. And it was seeing them work that made me remember, like, this is where I come from. Like, this is part of
it's in your blood,
right?
yeah.
And I remember walking into Neil's office and telling him that. I'm like, I need to quit because I want to do what you're doing.
Wow.
And at that point, just started serving tables at night. I quit college. I did a marketing project on what is now Cleaning Pros of America.
Okay.
But it all just kind of came together at the right time. And I was like, I'm going to help my parents not need to work for that bad boss anymore.
That's right.
And we want to be the good bosses around here, right? Yeah. First for my parents, and they're still around doing anything and everything they want.
Yeah.
Because they're like that. They won't ever stop working.
No, I'm the same way. Probably you as well. Yeah.
But less responsibility, more and more. And that's the goal. That was the goal back then, is to let them chill out a little bit more and build an organization that's going to work for us as a family again, right?
Dude, what was that conversation like? Or you know what, even more like, what was the feeling when you're like, I gotta go have the conversation with, you said his name was Neil?
Yeah.
Like, how, were you nervous? Like, I'm about to go tell this dude that I'm quitting to go start my own business. Were you nervous?
I was super nervous because his opinion mattered. Okay. And matters a lot to me.
Somebody you respected, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What he did and knowing his story, also just, working his way through college in his business. He's had his business for 30 plus years. So, it was inspiring, to see that again, right? Yeah. Growing up in it, losing it, and then seeing it again. But I was super nervous because I knew that our relationship, he wanted me to grow within that company as well, right? It wasn't just a job.
Of course, yeah.
So I was super nervous because I didn't want it to come off as like I'm not valuing this opportunity you're giving me enough. Yeah. It's not about that. It was like, you've inspired me to do something else. So that I was just like,
probably honored, right? Like he probably.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I would feel, my road to being an entrepreneur was more like out of necessity, out of like, oh, I got to do something. I might as well do this. And people will say like, it is when people hear your journey. Yeah. They'll say, oh, that's admirable or commendable or whatever, and that feels good. I've always felt like if I had a job and it was paying my bills and stuff, I don't know if I would have had the, I want to say that I would have had the gumption to be like, I'm out. I'm bet on myself. Yeah. I don't know, because it's one in the hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got responsibilities, you got bills piling up. Bro, it's one in the hand. So I don't know if I would have had the gumption to do it. I love that story, though. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
You said separate good bosses. You wanted to be the good bosses. Yeah. What separates that? Like, what makes a good boss, in your opinion?
I think it's just always listening to them and putting. In general, I like to put myself in other people's shoes, right? Yeah. And having been in their shoes as well, it's like, okay, how can I, even in moments of frustration, just kind of tone that down and really get through that moment in a compassionate way for them. Yeah. Even though that compassion might be tough love sometimes. Right?
If that's what they need.
If that's what they need. If that's where it gets to, right? Yeah. But in a constructive way.
Yeah.
So I think that's the balance of like, you can have a tough hand and not be productive with that tough hand.
Certainly.
But also, it's also letting them know it comes from kindness. It's like, hey, you kind of need to wake up right now. Yeah. But like, it's because I want you to do better for you and for all of us, right?
Yeah, it impacts all of us. But
if guiding them through that too, right? Like, if they've never had a boss that tells them this has to improve, but this is how. Right. They're kind of like shocked and they don't know what to do with that because they just expect it like to come down.
Yeah, like a disciplinary thing rather than empowerment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, how many team members?
Right now we've got, I want to say 40 W-2 employees and a handful of subcontractors, and they either, work themselves or they may have a crew or two as well. So,
Who's the ideal, like who's the audience that you're mostly working with? I've been on the website, did my research, but like, who's the audience you're mostly working with today?
Yeah, the audience we're mostly working with today isn't the one we're targeting. Okay. So we're trying to transform as a company we've, in the past 8 years, or in the first 8 years, it was survival, right?
Yeah.
It was, you need our services, you agree to our prices, we'll do it.
Right.
Right? So not very strategic, no ICP, right?
Oh, you're speaking my language. Let's
But
go.
yeah, so like, you know, we've spent about a year really refining our
Nice.
ICP, and right now that's 6 different types of clients. In cleaning, you can really clean anything.
Sure.
So it's hard to willfully like niche yourself down, because it's so easy to just say yes to everything, and we fell trapped to that, right?
Yeah.
But we have found most success in partners that need us 5 to 7 days a week.
Okay.
That it is an operational necessity, whether for compliance to other, you know, government or international identities like ISO for manufacturing.
Yeah.
Or board members for country clubs, condo associations, HOAs. You know, we're in Florida, so we have tons of country clubs that have their resort style, right? They don't ever have to leave their communities.
And they need it 5 days a week.
And they need 5 to 7 days a week, and they're picky, right?
Yeah.
They're paying $1,000 plus a month HOAs to have everything there.
Got to be just right.
And it's got to be right. So those high traffic, high intensity, high density areas that just require finer details is where we're focusing on, right?
That's
you know,
cool.
in larger buildings, Class A buildings, where you know, it's mostly white collar clients, white collar tenants that are bringing their clients there. So it also, again, pristine condition every time. So it's more of a partnership than just a service provider.
I love that.
And that's what we're focusing on now.
We call our clients partners as well, and I like that. You know, it's less transactional, right? We're gonna be like you're saying, we're coming in 5 to 7 days, or in our case, like we're working 5 to 7 days, kind of behind the scenes, and it's a partnership. It's not, you know, where you go into a store and pull something off a shelf and check out.
Exactly.
It's a partnership.
Yeah. And we've found that sense of partnership in these facilities that need us that much, because we help each other out.
Yeah.
When we go to offices or businesses that see us, or may not even see us, they just know we're there.
Right.
Every 2 weeks, there's no personal touch, you know, and that works, right? Like, we've noticed that it runs two different businesses. Right, we call it route work or site work. So like, you know, route work is smaller locations. So you have a team going around in a route, getting it done. Or just a team meeting with a site supervisor, site manager, a full actual org chart,
like a punch
at
list,
one location. So we find stability in employment. Our attrition is lower.
Really?
Because it's more stable for them. One location, longer hours, things like that. So as a company, we're really trying to transform into those types of operations, because for us, it also means operational peace compared to
100%.
50 locations.
Yeah, man.
Maybe 5, but they're worth just as much as those 50.
Right.
So from a management standpoint, we can actually more efficiently deliver on what we promise, because there's the time to pay attention to them.
It's the ideal, the ICP.
Yeah.
You know, I went through this probably right about the time where you're at, probably somewhere between 8 and 10, and I changed like the type of client we took on similarly. Instead of an organization that was doing, you know, 500,000 or even $1 million in revenue, we wanted to work with larger. We wanted to showcase our skills. We knew that we could handle it. And we wanted those clientele, that type of clientele that were looking for what we provided, but that revenue number was so much higher than what we were dealing with. And no shade to the companies we were working with. It's just we needed to be in a different space. And you said something earlier that caught my ear, saying no to projects. That was tough. There was a 3 to 6 month window where deals would come in and it just was not the right ICP anymore. And previously I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And I had to turn those away. And as you know, as a business owner, you're looking at cash flow.
Yeah.
Man, I remember feeling a little nervous about that, but it was the right thing to do.
Yeah,
like
long term.
Yeah, and it's paid off long term.
Absolutely.
You know, been able to hit our goals, because I can look back and know that it's because we said no to those deals.
Exactly. And it allowed you to scale in a much more healthy way.
Exactly.
And that's what we're looking at too, right? Because we're started here in Sarasota, Bradenton, but under the concept of needing us 5 to 7 days a week, maybe 1, 2, or 3 shifts, right? That's a lot of staffing, right? Yeah. Depending on the type of facility it is, we may need 24/7, 365. But as daunting as that seems, the setup is, it's tough. The initial setup is tough, but you get on the back end, okay, people are working here 40 hours a week. This is now their main job, not a part-time.
They're not
going to
on
be
the
calling
side.
out.
That's right.
As often, right? Or not often at all. So,
I love it.
But also being able to expand geographically, right? Before we were thinking, all right, offices maybe 1 time a week to 2 times a week. How many do we need to go to Tampa?
Right.
Right. Okay. Well, now we don't need 50 to hire a area supervisor and keep things over there, in control.
Right.
We might just need 1 site.
That's right.
That's big enough to have a site manager, site supervisor, and then cleaners. Just 1 site.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's full-time work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we changing our ICP has also changed our projections for scaling, right? Both revenue-wise and geographics-wise.
Yeah.
And so that's been also nice, but it's really tough. I'm still like, when something comes across that's not it, but it's still money.
It's still money, yeah.
Right, and it's like, we just did, our target average ticket, right? So it went up from like $1,500 a month to the minimum now we're gonna take is $5,000 a month.
Yeah, I'm taking none
So
less.
now we're seeing 3,000, and I'm like, but that's
$3,000,
3,000, right? It's double than what it was before.
$36,000, come on.
And it's like, no, that's still only twice a week. It might be long hours those 2 days, but it's twice a week, and it's like, no.
It's hard. So now you're growing into new territories, right? Okay. How big of a territory are we talking right now?
Under the new ICP, targeting Tampa Bay, Southwest Florida. So right now we're going down to like Charlotte County.
Nice.
But we're hoping to go down to Naples, right? Naples, Fort Myers area, Babcock Ranch, and
I
then
can see that, yeah.
Orlando. So kind of like I-4, I-75 corridor, down to Naples, right?
Yeah, but once you go across the I-4, then you're gonna come down eventually, right? Like
especially
Melbourne.
with our new ICP, that's more viable for us.
Yeah.
Now, right. I mean, we're really focusing on not just the partnership side with the customer, but our employees are happier at these facilities. They're condo associations, country clubs, clubhouse amenities.
Yeah.
They like being there, right? It's a nice place to work at. It's
nice
a nice place to
work.
live at.
Probably get treated well. People
better,
appreciate
right?
what they're doing.
Yeah.
It is something about that I never understood, that like when I had like the smaller ICP, or at least that I was taking on, the amount of calls and the riffraff and the trouble that I would get, the stress I would get from those clients was so much higher than the ones now that are paying they're investing way more today than back then, but less stress. Like it's almost like they trust. They pay for a service and they trust that it's gonna be done.
Exactly.
And it is. But like, there's, I've never understood that, because I feel like if I had less pennies to rub together, I would be, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. I've always wondered about that. But
it is, for us, I think it's touch points, right? I mean, we're cleaning, so if we're not there, we're not cleaning. But at lower frequencies, we're not spending as much time in their building or in their office.
Right.
Things build up faster.
Oh, that's true.
Or over time, things build up, and there's things where like that regular clean is not enough time now, right? If we're not there every day, they may go from 10 employees to 20 employees, and they won't tell us.
And you won't know.
And we won't know until, hey, you're not getting clean enough. And we're like, well, what changed? And we show up, and there's 10 more desks. And we're like, well,
that's different now.
This is what happened.
There's a lot more traffic here.
So it's not that it doesn't work. There's many companies that make that type of business really work, and that's their business model. We've just found that for our goals, we have to transition into these larger clients.
Yeah, makes sense.
For scaling as well.
When we talk about 40 team members, 40 plus, this growing team, like how do you, like let's talk SOP, right? Like how do you ensure that the people who are newest on the team kind of hit the ground running? What's the process for that?
Yeah, every facility has its own scope of work. In general, they can be very similar, but differences can come from just management preferences. You know, I know in general you'll do this, but I really like this to look this way. All right, well, that's different from this facility to the next one, right? And you have to know that. If you're managing that relationship, you have to know that, right? And we also know that if there's a change of management, that preferences may change, right? So navigating that is tough, right? But there's always a scope of work, right?
Nice.
So that's how making it clear from both sides what's going to happen. What's the agreement? What are we agreeing to? And what are you approving? Is very important because that's where we train our team members.
Where do you use any technology or anything like to keep track of that?
Yeah.
What do you like?
We use this, it's called Route, and they come from the cleaning industry.
Nice.
They're actually a huge factor in my growth, and the founder, Ricardo.
Shout out to Ricardo.
Yeah, shout out to Ricardo.
Yeah, for sure.
From Route and Rosalato Services. Met him 2018 through a Facebook group. I was just 20 and looking for answers.
Yeah.
In this new business, right? And he created a community that was that. It's like, hey, let's talk about cleaning, how we can improve and elevate each other's businesses and the industry as a whole. And I bought into that because I was just so hungry for knowledge that I just started consuming his content and then the content of the group, right? Eventually, I don't have a Facebook anymore, but stayed connected with him, developed this bidding app first, helped me really make our proposals more professional, level them up.
Nice.
So that, with the name Cleaning Pros of America, we were able to get into doors that, a different name and a much less professional proposal might have been shut on us, right? So
For sure.
that's helped us tremendously. And now they've also added Route Pulse, which is operations. So we're migrating all of our operations there. Group chats for every location, photo verification, time and attendance within that. So just going digital on all of that, because right now we're using like WhatsApp for every location, and it's been working, right? But we really needed to graduate into an operating system.
Yeah, it'll help you streamline things and like kind of, how do I say, like a new person, like brand new, can come in and see all that history. They can kind of get deeper, especially like with AI and stuff nowadays. Like, man, we could say, hey, summarize these 60 pages or whatever of notes over the last 10 years into an onboarding for this team member, and boom, they're ready to go.
Yeah, no, Route bid specifically, like we've got Kathy, who's signed on as a part-time accountant, but did sales for 30 years at the enterprise level, and just kind of like peeked into our sales and was like, I want to do that. I want to learn about this. I want to sell these services. I'm excited about them. But Route Bid, was really easy for her to use, right? Which was a testament to the system, I think, right?
For sure.
She hadn't ever used anything like it.
She was able to.
Within 2 months, she was already running her own bids and just literally, hey, go check this, make sure it's right. And like she's been very accurate since then, right?
What's her name?
Kathy.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Kathy for picking it up so quick. Yeah,
that's right.
Never been in the cleaning industry. Never even knew that there was production rates, numbers behind cleaning. It was just cleaning, right?
Yeah, no, business.
So like this is the business of cleaning. So she's been having fun with that, and it's a powerful tool, right? For that, and for beginners, right? And if you have a cleaning company that you're just starting, and you were a cleaner and you don't know how to price yourself, like this gives you the numbers of why you should price yourself the way you need to, right?
What's the 9 years in? What's the next 5 years look like?
5 years is our minimum. is our minimum client roster, right?
Okay.
Or on our roster is going to be $5,000.
Okay.
What that will mean for us is that we'll have an entire portfolio of facilities that will only be 5 to 7 days a week. We'll completely phase out once, twice a month, all that stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm focusing on. The revenue will be whatever the revenue is. Each account is different. Each contract can go.
It'll come.
Here. That, you know, it will be what it will be. But we know we'll get there because of our ICP. Right. We've got some of them in our roster now, so we know we just need to duplicate this. And we know what that means.
For sure.
Operations wise and financial wise. So really dominating the Sarasota market.
Okay.
And then Tampa, Orlando, down to Naples.
Yeah.
Like fully established in these 4 metros.
Bro, 5 years from now, I'm thinking you're going to be down the other coast even. At the rate that you're growing, I mean...
It could be... I see it, we're capable.
Yeah.
We're capable, right?
Yeah.
It's just getting in front of the right people.
Yeah, and I see so many small businesses that kind of stay, like they stifle themselves because they're hesitant to bring on new staff. You don't have that issue. So you'll continue to bring on new staff as you need it, as you grow, and you'll have consistent work for them. So as you said, attrition is low. Like these are all the recipes of a huge success.
Yeah. So it's
cool,
slow burn.
Yeah,
but
of course.
it's just building, you know, one block at a time.
My man.
And right now we have to become a different company that we are today.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man,
it's
this
exciting.
is very exciting. This has been so much fun, man. I appreciate you joining me today. Thanks a lot, bro.
Hey.